Do you have green pond water? Do you want to take your pond from this to this in less than 3 hours? Keep watching, find out how. Hey guys, as you can see behind me, my pond has seen better days. It's a little murky, you can barely make out the fish. It's early spring, and I was fortunate enough to get a call from Hahn's Ponds, who generously offered to come out and clean my pond. So we're anxiously awaiting their arrival, but in the meantime, I'm just going to show you how bad this thing's gotten. So come on over and check it out. My fish are all huddled together. I don't know if you can even make it out, it's so murky. But when the guys from Hahn's Ponds get here, they're going to walk us through their process of how they spring clean a pond. So keep watching and see how the professionals get it done. Okay, to be perfectly honest, I had no idea what to expect. But as soon as they pulled up, I could tell that they meant business. All right, I'm here with
Cameron.
From
Hahn's Ponds.
My name's Jeff. Cameron from Hahn's Ponds. They came to clean the pond out. You want to walk us through what you're going to do today?
So my guys are bringing back your pump right now. We're going to pump out your water. And then when we pump out your water, we'll take out your fish as we do that. We have a tote that goes in. And then after we pump out the water, what we'll do is we will go through, we'll pressure wash your pond. We'll vacuum out your waterfowl boxes and your skimmer boxes. We'll wash all your filters. We'll wash all your lava rock. And then after we pressure wash, we have this process what we use a fireman hose. And what that is we basically just rinse out your pond with, we have a 2-inch suction pump, or not suction pump, discharge pump. And it puts out like probably 15 gallons a minute. And
wow.
It just throws water right at it. It's a huge fireman hose, 1.5 inches. And then after that, we fill up your pond, vacuum out the rest of the sludge, and it fills up, put your fish back in, we dechlor, then we put in some rapid clear so it clears up for you nice. And then we'll put in any plants that you want if they're out of the pond. And then we'll clean up our mess, and then we'll go home and that'll be about it.
Have some dinner and call it a day, huh?
Call it a day.
Now the plants in this pond, they're planted right into the pond. Is that a problem?
Nope.
Or
that's fine with you, or that's fine with us. So they can be your choice. We can actually cut down those plants with a pressure washer if you wanted, or we can work right around it.
Okay. Now what do you recommend? Cutting the plants down because it's early in the season, or?
We usually cut all of them. So at our shop, we cut all of our plants down, and then what we do is they just regrow, and that's kind of the way that we control ours as well.
Okay. Yeah, they do grow and get out of hand pretty quick. So. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get to it. Thank you very much for talking with me, and we'll probably ask some more questions as we think of them. Thanks.
All right, that's fine.
So it's real important if you're going to hold your fish to use the original water that's in your pond to do that. You don't want to fill it up with tap water and then throw your fish in there. And a bit of a shock. So that's another question I had with when you do the pressure washer. Is there any risk to damaging the liner if you hit on that too long?
Yeah. So the big thing is you don't want to start the pressure washer right on the liner. You want to start on a rock.
Okay.
Start on the liner. That's the most force, the most pressure it's going to have right off the bat. As soon as you fire it up, it's going to be the most focused as well. So you want to hit a rock and then work gradually onto the liner. But the big thing when you're power washing a liner is you want to see how brittle it is, because a brand new liner is going to have flexibility. It's going to have it's going to feel softer.
Mm-hmm.
And an older liner that's maybe not submerged in water long enough, or just say it's 30 years old, it's going to feel kind of brittle, almost like cardboard-like, and that's the one you really want to stay off of a lot. So you kind of want to hit it a little bit to get some of the thick stuff on there, but something like the real fine algae that you can get off with a newer liner, you can't do the same with the older liner. So yeah, there's a big risk of hitting it, boom, blowing a hole in it. So
that's a bad day.
Bad day. Happens every now and then, but that's how they make repair kits.
True. So that's an incredible shot back there is what that does.
DIY one too.
Yeah. It's like a Frankenstein there. That's a beautiful thing. Now you can't smell this in the video, but it definitely smells like pond. So how often should someone do this?
Every year.
Complete all the way down to the...
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially depending on how many fish you have.
No, this hasn't been done in, last year I didn't do this.
We recommend it be done every year. You can get away sometimes if you have a limited amount of fish and a good amount of plants every 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of our customers have overpopulation of fish because everybody loves fish.
It's easy to do.
It's not a good thing. And so we usually recommend it every year for our customers. Just due to that reason.
Like this size pond, you probably get away with
I would
just
just
koi.
Yeah,
Just koi?
6 to 8 koi about this big.
Yeah.
I would recommend.
Yeah. And what's that thing called? I forget what that. Shark?
This is, yeah, I believe this is
Pond shark?
Pond shark.
Yeah.
Right there, Pond shark pro.
Ah.
We go through a couple of these a year. A lot of what ends up happening is a lot of fish is fins because some of our customers have sharp fin fish.
Oh yeah?
They'll like razor sharp will actually cut you. It's happened before. And what we have to do is we actually end up having to cut our net because they get stuck in net. There they are.
So when you go to catch your fish, taking the water down helps a lot. Gives them less space to get away. All right, so they're taking out most of the sludge by hand. So you went through, you pressure washed everything. Everything looks really good. I mean,
Yeah, it looks a little dirty because some of the stuff flew up when I hit the bottom, but
yeah.
yeah, no, everything came out pretty good.
And then you just start from the top and work your way down. Is that how you do it? Now you can see here at the bottom of my pond the black liner coming up through. That's because the water table in the area is so high that there's actually water beneath my liner forcing it up through the stones. So as soon as the water goes back in the pond, it will force that pond liner back down and displace that water that's coming up. You don't want to hit the pond liner that's protruding up with the pressure washer because you will put a hole in your liner. So if you are in a situation like this, don't freak out. It's perfectly normal. When I installed my pond initially, the same thing happened, and I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know why it was happening. I thought, maybe the water was going out around the liner, but this is completely normal. So see, you guys have a giant tank on your truck. Is that some kind of special solution that you're putting in there?
No, it's just regular tap water. We bring it from our hose.
Okay.
Prepared. And then what we do is we'll put our dechlorinator for your fish, so there's no chlorine in the water. And then we'll do a rapid clear solution, which is a flocculant, and it takes all the dirt particles, makes them bigger, so they settle in the bottom of your pond. And then what ends up happening is it makes the water clear. And then also you have your UV lights, you'll have like crystal clear water.
All right, great. Now, can you overdose on the chemicals if you put? You can?
You, put too much rapid clear in, it'll actually be over cloudy, and it won't clear up.
Really?
And you can actually kill your fish. And there is no such thing as overdosing detox, but if there isn't like enough oxygen in the water for the fish at that point, then obviously the fish they'll come up to the surface, and the fish will be almost like they're trying to eat food, but they're actually trying to get oxygen.
Gasping for air, huh?
The best time to dose chemicals is actually in the morning, because that's when most of my oxygen is in the water.
Okay. Now, taking the plants down the way you did, that's not going to affect how much nutrients they remove from the water or anything like that. It might actually help because they'll be growing now. Okay.
Not gonna lie, I'd recommend if like you're really feeling it at some point to go through and rip all those plants out and put them in pots.
Yeah.
Because what'll end up happening is they'll overtake your pond, and then you'll either be redoing it yourself, you'll be calling us and we'll be out here.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take all the roots out. Just take like a chunk of half of the roots out, and then you're good for another 4 or 5 years. Something like that. Do you have any problems with algae during the winter or summer?
Yeah. Well,
The water get green sometimes.
the water, it's not really the algae floating in the water because the UV light takes care of that.
Right.
It's mainly the string algae.
Right. Well, big thing with that is, so what I use, or I recommend to people that I've heard it works a lot. So you take one fix and algae dissolve, and so it's based on how much you put in, based on how many gallons you have in your pond. So you do that once a week, each of those once a week, and the one fix will keep it clear and eat away some of the bacteria, and the algae dissolve will eat away at that algae. So the earlier you start that, before it gets really out of hand, the less problems you're going to have. It's going to stay clear longer and possibly throughout the whole season. But the tough times are, when it's really like
Once it gets
July,
hot.
August, yeah. Once it gets really hot and humid all the time, the sun's out. Algae's going to grow. But if you can kind of handle it before it gets that bad, you're not going to be overwhelmed by it. You'll be able to take care of it. So I'd definitely recommend one fix and algae dissolve at the same time.
You said once a week?
Once a week, yep. Yeah, we sell all that stuff at our store. And anything. Everything. We got muck off too. Let's say you have like a lot of fish or dead leaves that you get like sludge. It's kind of real thick. You throw like a bunch of tabs of muck off every month, and it has this bacteria that eats away at it. That works great. That's kind of like our main sellers: the Rapid Clear, One Fix, Dissolve, Muck Off. Those are our go-tos. That's what I recommend for a lot of ponds that have varying issues for sure.
All right, thanks. Great advice. I purchased this pond as a kit. It came with the liner, and the waterfall unit and the skimmer box. Now, I was under the impression that everything was sized right, and that's why I went with the kit. So you guys are saying that maybe you shouldn't always go with the kit because it might not be your best option, and you might be better off piecing it together yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. Because just like anything you buy, it's a kit. You don't know what you don't know a lot about it. You don't know exactly what you're gonna need. You don't know exactly what size things are gonna be. And also too, a lot with the kit too is they usually give you a size. Like this is the largest you can go. This is the smallest you can go with the kit. You want to fall if you buy a kit. You want to fall in the middle. You want to fall right in the middle of that because you don't want to go like the farthest, the largest pond you can build because you might have like a skimmer. You might need a bigger skimmer. Or you might need a bigger waterfall box, or your liner is might be low spots here or there, but. Now this came out pretty good. The only thing about this is you might want a bigger skimmer eventually if it gives you a lot of problems, but you haven't seemed like you have any problems the first few years, so you should be fine.
So if you're looking to basically get started, you guys got what you need. If you're looking to match something like I want to get another pallet of stone to do some other stuff around here.
Right.
You have rocks that are similar to what I already have, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything, yeah. Yeah, so if somebody is like, hey, I want to do it myself and I want to pay for the labor costs, things like that, I want to, save myself some money. come by the store. We're not going to charge you to talk to us, so come by the store and ask any questions.
I just want to give a very special shout out to Hahn's Ponds. Thanks guys, you did an amazing job. If you're questioning whether you should have a professional come and clean your pond, I mean, it's night and day here. I can see my fish again. Super excited about it. I'm ready to start the season. Hahn's Ponds, you guys are the best. Thank you. The entire process took about 2.5 hours, so you can kind of gauge that by the size of your pond. This is about 2,500 gallons, 3,000 gallons, something around that. If you're giving these guys a call and want to estimate how long it's going to take them, you know, just kind of gauge it off that. If you're in the Western New York area, give them a call. I'll have the number down below. Experts, they know their stuff. You can just stop in, they'll be happy to help. They answered every question I had, and then some. That being said, I'm gonna get inside before it starts raining here. Great job, guys. Thanks again. Hahn's Ponds, you're the best. So here it is, 24 hours later. That rapid clear really did the trick. I can see everything in this pond. It is crystal clear. I highly recommend you getting a professional pond cleaning if you have one available to you. You won't regret it. Until next time, enjoy your backyard water garden.